Learning English doesn't have to be boring or stressful. Sometimes, just hearing a funny, real-life kind of story is the best way to improve. You pick up new words, expressions, and grammar without even noticing. If you're enjoying this vibe, hit that like, drop a follow or subscribe, and let's keep learning English through real moments. He had been traveling for over a week. Different cities, different hotels, different flights. He was tired, but in a good way. The kind of tired that comes from doing a lot, seeing a lot, and trying to keep up. When he reached the airport that morning, all he wanted was a place to sit quietly and relax. The terminal was crowded. People moved in all directions. Some ran, some waited, some just stood around looking confused. He passed by a sign that said lounge. It looked peaceful in there. Behind the glass doors, he saw soft chairs, low lighting, and a coffee machine. A few travelers sat with headphones, reading or sipping drinks. He didn't think twice. He pulled the door open and walked in. No one stopped him. No one asked questions. There was a desk at the entrance, but the staff member was busy with another guest, so he just smiled and kept walking. Inside, the air felt cooler. Calmer. There were no loud announcements, no kids crying, no rushed footsteps. He found a seat by the window and dropped his bag. He took a deep breath, leaned back, and smiled. Finally. Next, he walked over to the snack table. There were cookies, sandwiches, fruits, and even tiny bottles of juice. He took one of everything, just a little. He didn't want to look greedy. After returning to his seat, he pulled out his tablet. He had a few emails to answer, and this felt like the perfect moment. About 15 minutes passed before someone approached him. A woman in uniform. She smiled politely. She asked for his boarding pass. He paused. Then handed it over. She looked at it, nodded once, and then gave a soft smile, the kind that's both kind and awkward. She gently explained that this was the VIP lounge. For members or business class passengers only. He was not on that list. His ticket was for economy. There was a long second of silence. His face went red. Not from anger, but from pure embarrassment. He apologized immediately, standing up and grabbing his things. The woman didn't look upset. She just nodded and showed him the way out. As he stepped back into the noisy terminal, it felt louder than before. Almost too loud. He found a regular seat near a charging station and sat down again. Not as soft. Not as quiet. But still fine. He sipped the juice he had taken from the lounge and laughed a little to himself. Lesson learned. Next time, he'd check the sign twice, or maybe one day, actually have the kind of ticket that gets you in there for real. For now, he had a story. One he'd probably never tell out loud, but one he'd never forget either. Ever found yourself somewhere you didn't belong, but it was kinda nice while it lasted? That's how we learn, through small, funny mistakes that make us smarter. If this story made you smile or reminded you of a time you got a little too comfortable, let us know in the comments. And stick around, because we've got a new, real, helpful story for you every single day. Let's learn English the natural way, together.